Hey, I just wanted to reach out to you guys and tell you that you are important, that you are special. Just because a narcissist didn't see your true qualities or they took advantage, a lot of times they can see your true qualities. That's why they are drawn to you. And I saw this one video where it's the kind father versus the strict mom. It was kind of sad. The dad's given candy and mom gives broccoli. And then I don't know if you guys have seen it, but the dad does the TV, the mom does books. So kind versus strict. So sometimes when we have a narcissist in our life, we want to overcompensate for our children. So we give them treats, or we let them stay up a little extra late, or we try to understand that they might be hurting because of something the narcissist did. So we get lax on, video time, or letting them eat in the living room instead of at the dinner table with the family, just little things like that, whatever your family set up for that. In the end, the child went towards the mother because it was stable, it was healthy, it was structured. So if you have children, be aware of that. A lot of times in these type of relationships, the child can sometimes abandon you. And sometimes it takes years for that to develop. And just be careful of overcompensating. Also, the more healthy you are, the difference in your energy, because there's another video I watched where it was two girls. This guy had taken these two women out, and they're both equally as gorgeous. I'm sure they had some variations, but beautiful women. And there was one woman that the guys were not hitting on at all, but the other lady, the guys just flocked to her. And this lady, where the guys were kind of staying away from her, her vibe was more like high value. Like you can't just, come up with some stupid pickup lines and think I'm going to fall for it. And the other lady, based on his knowledge of her, was very broken. So she wanted to be validated. So it's real easy to get to someone when they're in a broken state. Tell them they have beautiful hair or the prettiest eyes you've ever seen, or, any guy would be lucky to be with you, or whatever the pickup line would be, that person is going to absorb it more because they're so broken. But you have to remember, when you're broken, it doesn't fill your cup. It keeps leaking out. So you need to keep constantly seeking validation. So if you've been hurt by a narcissist, a lot of times we do need our feelings validated because they've been dismissed for so long. And we have to try to bring that cup together so we can hold on to any little piece of water that may fill it. And it takes time to do that, but I promise you it does happen. You have to live in the moment. You have to. And I've noticed with me, I've had people commenting, you're more social, you're happier, you're doing more things. And, I'm constantly improving myself, learning things. I just started a new job today, which I am now officially a psychology, sociology, and women's studies teacher at a local high school. And I want to explain how these relationships get so toxic. I was going to title it, I don't know, I'm going to title it now, but operator, I think I have a narcissist. So why operator? Have you guys ever played that game Operator, where it starts out with one sentence, you whisper to a friend, and then on it goes down the line, and by the end of it, it's so twisted and distorted and often has not even 1 ounce of the initial sentence, that it gets so twisted over time based on people's memories or what they think that they heard, that sometimes they'll fill in the blank. And relationships can go through that too. Add in outside forces with flying monkeys or jealous people trying to destroy your relationship, that these little twists and turns and a lack of trust and truth will cause it to be nothing like it was originally intended. So the relationship falls apart. And a lot of it is like, the love bombing stage, the devaluation, how they bring you down. But when you're trying to deal with a narcissist, the facts, what do you argue with? Because you don't even know what the truth is, and you're trying not to put blame, you're trying not to project, you're not trying to call him a cheater unless you know. And it changes who you are. Now you might be snoopy or stalkerish, and is that who you were? That it changes us. And we have to realize how toxic these relationships can be. Did we see the red flags? So now if you are out of the relationship or thinking about leaving, that I don't want you guys to feel that you failed. The relationship might have, but it's a lesson that we need to take to where we can look back on the things that we did wrong. Should we have stayed cool at that time? Did we get a little too needy? That we can't fix the past. And, a lot of us were willing to work on the relationship. Now, some of us got stuck with narcissistic parents, and that is really traumatic because you're stuck in that house. And you're dealing with this, and as a child, you don't always know how to counteract it or even express your feelings or even lay down the law. I don't want to be talked to that way or touched that way. That it changes who you are because you're in a helpless state. So it's hard to have high esteem when you're like that. But when we start changing our vibrations, it brings more positive vibrations to us. And in order to do that, we have to do the self-care. It doesn't mean isolate yourself from people. It means be mindful of your mood and, try not to bring other people down. Discuss what's going on. It's okay to be honest. You don't have to have a great day every day, but we have to learn how to self-soothe. And I've been going to the beach as often as I can. I've been hanging out with friends. This coming weekend, I'm going on a big camping trip with a bunch of people. Some of them I don't know, but they're friends of friends. So I'm expanding my friend circle. And it's with trusted people who only hang out with the right kind of people. And be careful of who you surround yourself with. So in the healing process, it is painful, but it's something that I don't want you guys to set aside or to kick yourself kick yourself when you're down, that, maybe you went off your diet. Maybe you failed and text too many times or reached out when you wanted to go no contact or bitched them out. Whatever it is, that we have to deal with their feelings. We have to understand where they're coming from, because that narcissist changed us. They changed our comfort level. And some of us do have issues from our childhood or broken relationships or even traumas that happened at school. And the only way to fix it is, hopefully you guys are religious. God can really help, but it has to be work done on yourself. So there are some things you can, paint your house. You can do little things, buy some plants to put in your house, decorate it a little different, changing your surroundings a little bit, kind of stir it up a little bit. But it's not always the outside that we need to change. It's not the type of makeup or the way you style your hair or the clothes that you wear, but little things like that can help boost your self-esteem. You look good today. You feel good today. So sometimes it is worth putting on that nice outfit instead of saving it till who knows when. That you dress up for yourself. And self-care is important. And I know some of you have written off relationships, like, I'll never do that again. Make sure that it's really what you want, because it is okay being alone, but we are social creatures. So if you're not looking for love interest, still spend time with your friends. and live in the moment. Try not to talk about the past. There are times we need to. And have a positive outlook, even when things are gloomy. There was one lady, she lost her baby, only had it for 3 hours before it passed away. And she was so thankful that she had those 3 hours. She saw that as a blessing. And that gave her a little bit of peace instead of seeing it as I only had 3 hours. Because there are women out there that have had miscarriages and never got to hold that baby, don't even know what the sex is. So it's a shift in perspective. You know, we can look at, yeah, we had great times, but it's over. And now we got to learn those red flags. Got to learn them. And, you know, we don't have to entertain everybody that comes into our lives. So if there's something you're struggling with, let me know. But know that the relationships fall apart because part of it's that word salad where it's like, what? So if it's clear and concise, like that operator game, if it's clear and concise, I want a dog, I want a dog, I want a dog. But when it's all jumbly, like, wait, where's this going through? What's the message? That it's hard to even comprehend and understand and regurgitate. It's just messing with people's minds. And sometimes a narcissist means to do it. Other times they don't. I've noticed when people don't want to share something, they start avoiding the questions. You know, as a single woman, you get people asking, where do you live? And you don't necessarily want to tell them. You can say, I'm not ready to share that. You can say that. But a lot of times it's natural for a lot of people to start word salading to bring it off topic. But do we always owe a stranger information? We should word it different, but sometimes we're afraid to hurt the other person's feelings. Sometimes the truth hurts, but lies hurt too. And it changes your reputation, how you feel sometimes about yourself. So just stay true to yourself and keep the energy up that things will get better. But there's steps we have to take, and we have to, each time we come to a fork in a road, we have to make the right decision. Because if we get off track, it's a lot harder to get on track, but never give up because you're worth having the life you're meant to have. Topic requests are welcome. I do one-on-ones, and I'll see you soon.